In this video, we are going to explore importing electricity data into RedScreen Expert using RedScreen Connect, Object Linking and Embedding Databases, or OLEDB for short. RedScreen Connect is designed to create a direct link to energy data in order to make the import of data easier and faster, to standardize the data format, and to reduce importation errors. Using the OLEDB connections, you can connect RedScreen data tables directly to an external source by using an OLEDB connection server. In order to make the connection, you will need to provide the connection string that specifies information about the data source and how to connect it, as well as the query string. In this case, our external data source is an Excel file, but it should be noted that other database connectors are set up in the same way. So now let's see how that works in RedScreen Expert. So I'm going to move over to my location tab, and I have gone out and verified that this building is just outside of Montreal, Quebec. Now I can jump over to my facility tab where I've set up this facility as an office building so we can see my facility information as well as my benchmarking data. So now I am ready to move over to my data tab in order to import my electricity data from the OLEDB server. So I'm going to start under step 1, click consumption. I'm going to create my consumption table where I'll verify my electricity consumption, my kilowatt hours, and my kilowatts. And now if I was to have sub-daily data that I was bringing in, I could enable that here under my advanced tab. In my case, I just have monthly data here, so we're going to leave it as is. So next step is to tell RedScreen where we want to look for our data. So we're going to expand our RedScreen Connect tab. We're going to select the OLEDB option here. Determine whether we want to. So here I am going to provide RedScreen with my connection string, which I have determined ahead of time. So this is the location of my Excel file or my database. The next thing I'm going to paste in here is my SQL query. So that is what data do I want to look for within that table. The next thing we want to look at is we want to look at our import method. So there's two options here. We have clear and replace or append data. We want to select append data, so whenever we get new data or we want to update our data, it only adds new data to the bottom of our table. It doesn't replace everything above it. Now the last step before creating our OLEDB connection is we want to map what data we want to bring in to RedScreen. So our begin date, if we look into our Excel sheet, we can see was in column 2 in my case. Our end date was in column 3. Our electricity data, our actual kilowatt hours, is in column 5. And our power data, and our cost data is in column 6. So now I'm going to click calculate in order to bring this data in. Now, the next step here is to get my weather data. So I'm going to go under step 2, factors of influence, and I'm going to import weather data. I'm going to verify my location. I'm going to decide whether I want to bring in sub-daily or just daily data. I have monthly data here, so all I'm going to do is bring in the last thing we need to do here is we need to determine if we want to bring in sub-daily weather data. I only have monthly data, so I'm just going to bring in the normal daily data. So I'll disable sub-daily data. We're going to click next. We're going to download from our NASA data. So I'm going to click OK. RedScreen has now determined our start date based on our electricity table above, and it is going to, the end date will be the last known period that RedScreen is able to download from NASA. So I'm going to click calculate, and RedScreen is going to go out and get me all of my weather data. So now, if I wanted to update my energy data, I have a couple options to do this. I can simply go back into my electricity table, and I can go under step 3, update data, and I can update from selected tables, and RedScreen will go back out and look into the database we are connected to, in our case an Excel sheet, and update that data. The other option to update your data is to close down your current file, and when you open it, Red Screen will prompt you, as seen on the screen here, to update your tables as well as the NASA data if you choose so. So I'm going to click yes. So Red Screen will go out, update all my data, and now I would be ready to proceed to the analytics if I choose.